Thank you so much for taking the time again. I really appreciate it. And I know it's a super hot season at the moment. And for a good start, maybe we can introduce yourself and tell what you do with Visit Benidorm, and then I'll ask you more questions about the destination itself as well.
Hi, good morning. First of all, thank you to give us the opportunity to explain a little bit what we are doing and what we are. Because I'm Laura from Visit Benidorm. Visit Benidorm is a foundation, it's a mixed entity, works for focus to promote the destination, marketing and promotional department in general. So we are 48% of the entity is public and 52 private. We prefer to be more private than public because it's easier when you have to work faster. You don't have the public process, so it's quite fast. And the destination needs this kind of DMO. 2009, yeah, is this entity, Visit Benidorm, and we are just 6 people, but we are working like 20, but it's okay. And we are trying to be an entity of to promote the communication between the public sector and private one. Okay, so it's quite necessary, this kind of organizations to do that.
Great. So it's already a good practice for others to build public-private partnerships and organizations. Please tell us a little bit more about the destination itself. You are quite a unique and interesting destination. So for those of the audience who haven't been to Benidorm, what do you offer? What type of experiences people can go for there? What you're proud of?
Okay, so first of all, people doesn't know which is Benidorm, no? What does it mean and where we are? We are in the region of Valencia, in the south of the region of Valencia, and we are a destination quite famous. In fact, we are the European capital of sun and beach tourism. In fact, we produce more than 16.5 million of overnight stays, okay, in hotels, flats, and campsites. So we are the 4th destination in Spain after Madrid, Barcelona, and a destination in Canary Island. We are quite famous in Spain, but also in international way, and we offer not only sun and beach, we offer many options because thanks to our weather. Now I'm looking the beach and we are now more than 25 degrees and we are in October. So normally we have like a microclimate, and thanks to that we are open all year round. Okay, just to enjoy the beach, of course, or the sun and beach, but also to do other kind of activities. For example, we have in winter, we have clients, more seniors, also from the north of Europe. We have a group of sports clubs that they are training here in winter. Football clubs, international football clubs, Spain as well, from Russia, from Germany. We have many options in winter, and also in summer the clients change. Okay, in summer we have a client of more families, also a national one. We have many people from Spain, but during the year we have a important percentage of international tourism, but especially from UK. Also from Belgium, Holland, France, okay, could be Italy as well, more on summer, but it's quite open, the destination to do almost everything. If the people take a look in our site, it's visitbenidorm.es, you can find all the options we have in the destination, and it's quite huge.
Wow, this is really impressive. And by the numbers and by the variety of products that you offer and experiences, how is it, I cannot not ask you about the situation right now. How did the pandemic impact the destination? And do you see it's already, the tourism is coming back?
Just to give you an idea how dramatic was the situation, of course, of the world, okay, but especially in Benidorm, the population in Benidorm is 66,000 people just living here. We are the population here. But we receive, I told you before, we receive more than 16 million overnight. So we can have maybe 400,000 tourists in 1 month. So on 1 day, it's quite huge, okay? So the destination, 99% of the destination, people who live here live of the tourism. So our main activity is the tourism. So we have more offer. If we are talking about local people, okay, we have more offer than local people needs. So the offer here in Benidorm, shoppings, restaurants, also of course hotels, for apartments, is not only for the local people. We have many, so much, no? So because it's just to give this offer to our tourists. So you have, you can imagine how when we have this situation in especially last year, the destination was completely closed. So we had falls of more than 70%. So it was quite dramatic, because it's not like other destination, for example, Madrid or Barcelona or Valencia or Sevilla, they have more population, okay? But we have more often than population needs. So it was quite dramatic. Some quartiers were completely empty. We have 140 hotels, 140, okay? Offer, for example, jobs in tourism sector in Benidorm is 60,000. So our regulator accommodation is 65,000 beds. So, for example, our overnight stays falls 78.6%. We have some hotels, not in the lockdown. After lockdown, we started to open a little bit, but we have maybe 10 hotels at the beginning open, later 20. Now we are almost open. It was quite difficult for us. So how we see now, no, how our future perspectives, quite positive, because we have to be positive, because tourism sector, all the Benidorm, the private companies in Benidorm, they were working hard to be better when everything goes again like 2019. When we started again, okay? So they have worked really hard to try to maintain, to try to not to lose the property or the activity or the hotel in this case. So we are quite proud of them in this case, because it was quite complicated. But now we are positive because the summer was really nice. Now we have more than 80% of occupation. So we are so happy. You have many people on the beach. People are smiling, walking, doing the sports, and of course enjoying the destination. So now it's the perspective for us is positive, but we have to continue working really hard to be better.
So exactly what I wanted to ask you is like, what have you learned through COVID and the whole crisis? What did it teach you about how to do tourism and how to proceed? Because now it is coronavirus, maybe in the future it can be some other type of a crisis. So have you thought about your destination is definitely dependent on tourism activity. What have you learned? What did COVID teach you?
Okay, many things. First of all, we didn't know how to manage that, because it was the first case in the story. At the same time, we were already working in as a smart destination to improve the destination. So thanks to that, because we started to do some projects, especially of digitalization, to control the population, to control the mass tourism, to control what's happening in the destination. Of course, the mobility of the tourism. Before the COVID, we were working to control the mobility of tourists in the destination with the Wi-Fi and sensors, okay?
Not everyone knows what smart destination means or smart technologies. So if you can give a brief overview what it means, smart destination.
Okay, To be a smart destination, first of all, Benidorm is the first intelligent tourist destination. It's in the world, certificated by the UNI. It's international certification 170H501, if they want to take a look. And it means that it must fulfill the following aspects, okay? You have to improve your governance, your accessibility, your technology, your innovation, because there are 5, and the last one is sustainability, okay? So this is the 5 points. To be a smart destination, the first one in the world, Benidorm was the first one in the world in 2018, you have to have more than 80% of each point. I mean, for example, when they test that, governance was okay because Visit Benidorm is working on this way, so it was perfect. Governance, I mean, make action plans, including different areas of the city council, make collaborative work with other public institutions or private entities, okay? Provide the council with efficient and effective communication channels, for example, to improve communication between residents, visitors, and local administration. This is governance, okay? Sustainability, this is really important because when we talk about sustainability, other people think about natural resource, but not only that. We have to work for natural resource, to improve the natural resource, to maintain the natural resource, but also to improve our economy. This is really important. And we noticed that during the COVID, you asked me before about that, we noticed that our economy has to improve to be stronger for the future in these cases, okay? And also social competitiveness, social sustainability. We have to think about that. I explained to you before that during the lockdown and this period, Benidorm was empty. Everything was closed. Nobody it was quite closed. So our social local residents, our social sector was losing money because we didn't have tourism, we didn't have economic activity. So we have to work for to avoid this kind of situation in the future. This is another thing we noticed during the pandemic. So we noticed not only the sustainability, the real resource or natural resource, but also how we were in the economical way and in the social way, okay? The other point, accessibility. I mean, manage not only the mobility, take care with that, not only the mobility, also you have to be accessibility for people enjoying Benidorm, but also accessibility to different channels, technology, innovation, technological systems, to make, for example, the local people, the residents, to access to the public services easier and faster, okay? To control the destination policy, they need access technology, and I pass to the other point, the technology, to control the accessibility of the destination. So, and continue with the technology, the 4th point, technologies provide the maximum access to the services with the aim of helping and advising local residents and visitors if something happened, or to prevent, okay? So you need innovation, the 5 technology is, for me, technology and innovation, they are working together, but it's not exactly the same, but they're going together. Innovation is destination, the smart destination has to improve every day, has to be not only innovation in question of technology, also innovation in question to be more efficient, okay? In the manage of the, for example, the recycling, okay? For example, innovating to be more sustainable. So everything is going together. So when we had this test in 2018, the governance was very well. sustainability in Benidorm, sustainability was good because I don't know if you know that Benidorm is urbanistic plan is sustainable from 1950.
Wow.
I mean,
Impressive.
when we create the destination like this, there is a really nice story about that. Our mayor, Pedro Zaragoza, designed with other architects a destination to be happy. They say, I want to create a destination for tourists and residents to be happy, to enjoy the destination with the sun and sea. So they create a urbanistic plan, really nice, vertical one in a state of horizontal. So we improve because we don't have too much space. We improve the short area to build in vertical way, so it's compact. If you create a destination, a compact destination, you can go by foot everywhere. You don't need a car, okay? Because here is 2 kilometers of this beach and almost 3 kilometers of the other beach. In total, more or less with the coves, it's 6 kilometers of long distance, okay? So you can go by foot everywhere. All buildings, they are looking to the south, so they improve the sun, and we have much sun. The sun here is our main resource, okay? So he created a sustainable destination. In fact, I continue with the point, okay? But in fact, this is important. It's really important to know. Quality of the air, they manage the quality of the air, okay? Before was to have a good quality of air, you needed 40 micrograms of nitrogen dioxide. I think nitrogen dioxide. Sorry. So Benidorm was in this group. So Benidorm had a quite high quality of air in that period. But now this organization, they say that 40 is too much. And they have changed the level, and they have reduced the level from 40 to 10. Okay, now you have to have 10 micrograms of dioxide of nitrogen. Okay, so Benidorm has it. In fact, in August is the main period in Benidorm. Last August we had 8.6 of nitrogen of dioxide. Okay, so just now in Spain we have 8 destinations in Spain that they have this quality of air.
Wow.
And Benidorm is one. And thanks, because we are going by foot everywhere, thanks to this urbanistic plan.
So exactly, if we can, because you mentioned the key directions, how that takes you through the certification and what smart destination means, which if a destination wants to be smart, what are the areas they need to take care of. And from all these activities, that if you say like from the 50s already, the destination already had sustainability in mind, which of the initiatives or projects you are really proud of, and you think that this is the, you know, your huge success in terms of sustainability and smart destinations? So how smart technologies help specifically to help you be more sustainable?
Okay, we are proud, of course, we are really proud of our urbanistic plan, but it's not, you have to improve it, because from 1950s, you have to improve it every day. So we are really proud of, because our council is improving so much our urbanistic mobility.
Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Yeah,
what
of course. Yeah, for example, I told you before, to be a smart destination, sustainability, accessibility, everything. We pass sustainability, we pass governance, we pass technology, we pass innovation, but accessibility, no. So they tell us, okay, if you want to be a smart destination, take care with that. So what does it mean? We were sustainability destination, but not with enough accessibility. So we cross both areas to improve the urbanistic plan, to improve the mobility in the destination. I mean, we have created 120 cycling paths. To, okay, we go by foot, but you have also the opportunity to move bicycle with electric bikes as well. We have some totems, okay, and we can control this kind of mobility. Each time that one cycle pass, we have 1, 2, 3, in which time they have, okay? So we can control the mobility. Also, other activities, for example, in fact, last week or last 2 weeks, we have the recognition in the national recognition of mobility in Benidorm, because we have closed the destination for pedestrians. We have a new model that cars, they can just go by 10 kilometers per hour, in other roads 20 kilometers per hour, in other roads 30 kilometers per hour. So the preference is always the pedestrians. Okay, this is, so they have reduced more the contamination. We don't have, it's quite small, but anyway, we reduce the mobility in with cars, and we promote the mobility with bicycles. Other actions, for example, now we are controlling with Wi-Fi. We are controlling. I told you a little bit before, the mobility in the beaches. So we, for example, can have information like if they are from any country, but we can't now which person, the name, surname, we don't want this information. We just if it's male or female, nationality, a little bit more, but no more, okay? But we can go if, for example, they are coming to this beach, Levante Beach, at 3 o'clock, and maybe at 3 o'clock every day, there are many people here. So maybe we have send this information to the police. We send the police more effective here to control this population or this mass of tourism here at these times. So this
you collect, to clarify, so you collect details like the gender and country when they log into Wi-Fi.
Exactly. Because it's like a free Wi-Fi, and we can see a little bit, but just a little bit, with kind of, I'm looking some details. If you want, for example, we can see how many people they are connected or something like this, but not so, the private information, it's always private, and we don't want this information, okay? Mm-hmm. But we can control for example, if we have many people here, we can send effectives to clean this area, okay? Also, we have another kind of mobility we are controlling is we have closed for the cars I told you before. We have more areas for cyclists, but also for people with needs, okay, mobility needs. So everything is quite accessible. So, for example, next week I will receive an influencer, a specialist site in this kind of information, and he's going to see how the destination has changed for them, because he's coming in chair, okay? We are going, for example, to do bicycle for them, this kind of clients, because we have accessible bicycles, and we are going to show this influencer our 120 kilometers of cycle paths, for example. But it's quite important because how to access to the beach. So we have effectives and services for this kind of clients, and it's really nice. And we have to improve all this area, all these points. So now everything is more than 80%. But this is just some examples. There are too many, in fact.
What about, because I'm thinking that you have so many tourists, I'm sure they create a lot of waste. Can you tell a bit about waste management in the destination? Maybe still you have some challenges, or I don't know, have you thought about plastic reduction and other issues?
Yeah, for example, water. For us, our diamond is the water, because we don't have water in Benidorm. In this area, there is not so rain, so the weather for us is quite oppressive. Okay, so from the beginning, to have a destination like this, you need to manage the water, because we don't have water, but we have many tourists. So one of these kinds, for example, we have a system. It's Hidraqua is a private entity that manage the water in the region, and they have created a lab. It's called Dynapsis. If the people wants to take a look, Dynapsis lab. And they have created, with innovation and technology, okay, a lab to improve the resource, how we use the resource, this kind of resource, okay? I mean, they have sensorized of the distribution in the destination, and they can notice that this time, if they have a red line, light in this case, they have to improve and to work in this point, no? But also, they, for example, work to prevent or to reduce wastewater. I mean, we have recycling systems. We have improved, give money to improve our channel of recycling systems to improve this water, because we don't have water. We need to improve rainwater and also to recycle the water. And we use this water to recycle water to clean, for example, our streets. We reduce or reuse, in this case, our water from the swimming pools. It's mean we use our 95% of our water, so we just lose our 5%. The average,
you're reusing that much of water.
Yeah. And we don't lose water, just we lose the 5% of our water. The normal average in Spain, okay, the efficiency water is 75%. 75. So we have 20 points higher than the rest. And we are all the time working hard to improve these dates. For example, in the last 25 years, we have reduced almost 20% of our use of water. In 25 years, we haven't reduced the population. We have increased the population. So what does it mean? We have improved our management of water.
And how did you do that? I'm sure that you have to do it together with the hoteliers, because a big part of water comes through, is used in the hotels, correct?
Yeah, the council with this lab, with the Napsis lab, they are working together to give each time more technologies to reuse this water. So the council give money investments for that, and the technology innovation, the Napsis Hidraqua use this technology thanks to these investments. So it's important, this governance.
Yeah. What about solid waste? I mean, like plastic and just littering and recycling. But what are the tools to reduce waste?
The tools, you have to invest in recycling. You have to invest in areas of recycling and improving and doing bigger.
Are hotels obliged to separate waste and then?
Yeah, of course. But we have a department specialized in quality to control that. This department control the hotels that they are doing well, and they give some price, or they give some recognize or some points positive to these hotels that they are using the sun for the electricity, for example. Okay, we have some of the hotels, they have photovoltaic panels to reuse the lights and to create natural electricity. And they give some, and they have received some recognition from the national government. Yeah, of course, we have a control system, because you need to control them. We have 140 hotels.
So I'm asking because this is absolutely not standard policy to ask, hotels to separate waste. Maybe in some European destination, yes, but there are many more destinations outside of Europe.
But it has to be. There is a thing we have to think about this. Tourists has changed. The mentality of the tourists has changed. They now are more worried about sustainable, especially about health. But sustainable is now, they prefer to go in some place that is not so, for example, in the inland, natural areas, these kind of areas, but also some this is destination, beach destination, okay? But take care if you are a beach destination. But if this kind of client comes here, they don't see that the destination is clean, that do you take care of the resource? You try to give them green areas, could be parks. You can lose this kind of clients. The mentality has changed. And the hotel, they have to take apartments everywhere.
How do you engage your suppliers, all the hotels, tour operators on this journey? So how do you have some training for them? Do you have the recognition system? How do you work with local suppliers?
Well, we have the recognition system, and when we receive this kind of recognition, we send them this information. Of course, we have workshops with them, trainings. It's really important. In fact, we have created a special site. It's called Benidorm e-learning, and we have a green area. We call green Benidorm. We call, and we inform them about all this change we have done in this way. We have to train them because they don't know. And of course, another thing we do, and it's important, we invite press, national, international press, also to the Spain info, the techniques, to see on site, on the place, how we have changed. Because don't forget, we have our main, we are nominated like mass destination. We have to change the mind because we have tourists here, but all of the tourists are with a space. They have enough space. When they are walking on the streets, they have enough space as well, because we have created these routes for them, pedestrian areas. And if you go maybe another destination, Barcelona or Valencia, or I don't know, could be mass as well. If you go in some areas, you have many people doing shopping. So mass tourism is not only the beach, it's everything. And we have to control the mobility, and it is really important. And we have to inform them when we are doing something on this way. Okay.
And how do you have any limit of tours that you can accept? Have you calculated it? What is the number you should not be exceeding?
The limit is the capacity of the beach. It's like that. Our limit is how many tourists can support our beaches. But you have to think that now that they are now in spaces, because before they were everywhere was on the first line in front of the sea, and now they prefer to have maybe meters below, but with distance. How to control that? You have to give options of mobility. I mean, if you have two beaches, but you have coves, on the cove, we can control the limits or the quantity of people. Okay, and the Baywatch say, okay, no more because we don't have a space. But on the beaches, now it's not necessary because we have enough space, sorry. But when we have the plan, because we have puzzles here on the beach for everything separated, now it's not necessary. We have guardians to control, and we create 2 tours, morning and afternoon.
Okay.
So you mean number of tourists? It's not exactly number of tourists, of course, yes, number of tourists is important. But it's more important how you control these tourists. how you create the mobility in the destination to have options for everyone. And we are working on that.
So what is the, let's say, next big goal for Visit Benidorm in terms of sustainability and smart technologies?
First of all, for us, it's really important to create our sustainable observatory. Okay, we have a smart office. The smart office control the dates, big data of the destination, big data of recycling, big data of water consumations, big data of Wi-Fi, how many people on the beach, big data of how many tourists you have in the hotels, for example, or apartments. And you have, and also we have another control of, we monitor how they are, which thing or which expectation they have of the destination, and also the opinions about the destinations. And for us, it's really important. With this big data, we create reports, and these reports we send it to the sector, hotels, apartments, restaurants, to, for example, if 3-star hotels, we have noticed that you have reduced the quality of, I don't know, food and beverage. Take care with that. You have to improve it, something like that. Okay, so we have to continue on this way because it's really information. This information, it's really important. Sorry, this information to our sector to improve every day, each day. The future is that, but also we have this is a smart beach lab on a smart destination. We have, it has to be part of our sustainability observatory, and we are working on that. We want to create general observatory to reduce, for example, because we have to work to reduce of our carbon footprint, and we are working on that to reduce our carbon footprint, to create areas, for example, like the sea room. We want to create not exactly a museum. It's not like a museum. It's an interpretation area or something like that about the history of Benidorm, the tradition of Benidorm. We don't have to lose that. This is social sustainable.
Cultural heritage, yeah. Exactly.
With the Roman Castellum, for example, it's an archaeological site we have found, sorry. And of course, this observatory has to work also in the economical system, because we have to be better, to improve, because we can't support another crisis like this. And we have to see how be better to have more economical injections and more increases in this way. Everything is going together. So this observatory is for social, economical, and also natural resource.
Great. Good luck with this. I'm sure, I'm excited, and I haven't been to Benidorm, so next time I'm in Spain, I'll visit you. And the last question I have, what would be your advice for similar, maybe sun and beach destinations that haven't thought much yet about sustainability? What would be your advice? What is the first thing that the destination needs to do to go this direction?
First of all, create a DMO, because without governance, it's quite complicated. So you need to have the public sector and the private sector and talk together. We have to collaborate, to work together, because if not, it's quite complicated. And because the private sector has incredible ideas that is necessary to listen, okay? And also their needs. The public sector has the money. So it's necessary to combine that and to work together in the same line. Now you have the European Union, you have the next generation aids, and these aids are really, really nice. And with they want to give you resource to improve in sustainable, to improve in digitalization, to improve in technology. So you have to take an profit of that. So first of all, work together. And if you don't know how to do it, ask. because there are other destinations, they are reference. And when we started with all of course, we were the first smart destination in the world, but we saw reference. We are always looking at reference and asking and trying to work with other destinations as well. Because for example, we work together with Malaga. We have to be together, not to go in different ways, because we can help us. And if you have idea, share your idea, and if I have your idea, I share you my idea, and maybe together we will be stronger. And this is really important. If you don't have how to do it, ask. There are manuals, there are specialized companies that they are working to give you opportunities to be a smart destination if you don't know how to do it. But of course, you need to be or to have a DMO.
I think this is a very good point, and unfortunately not everywhere destinations have DMOs, and I absolutely agree. This is a super inspiring story from your side, and I have a million other questions, but we don't have time. I know that you're busy. So I will advise everyone to at least check the website and follow the news from Benidorm. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you maybe, and I'll visit you next time when I'm
yeah. You come here. It will be a pleasure to show you who we are improving, because I think we are improving, how we are working, and of course to show you our now smart office, in the future this observatory. But just to finish, Benidorm, I told you at the beginning, when we started, I told you it's the fourth destination in Spain, tourist arrivals, okay? Sometimes people ask me, but why you are working hard if you already have tourists? No, now we have tourists, but maybe not tomorrow, okay? Because tourists change, but also you have to work to have a better offer, because you will have also a better tourist. So we are so proud of our tourists because it's our democratic, but of course we have to work to increase the consumption in the destination, to increase the occupation in 4 or 5-star hotels as well, but 3 or 2 as well, but to have a list that can support our system, because we have 140 hotels. I have more than 20,000 apartments, places. So don't stop, because if you stop, maybe not now, but in the future, you will die. And this is really important, because everything changed, and the tourism is now changing, and we don't have the same tourism than maybe 20 years ago. And the tourist now has an expectative needs different than 20 years ago. So if you don't work on this way, you in the future, of course, you will lose this kind of clients.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for your time. Hope to see you in live soon.
Yeah.